What's going on, guys? I'm Simple Simon. Welcome to Simple MMA Talk. Today I'm going to be talking about my predictions for the 5 main card fights on UFC 261. Let's do this. Alright, so it's been a hot minute since I did one of these. I keep arguing with myself in my head whether or not I'm going to keep going with this series. And the last time I spoke to myself, I was like, no. I'm done with the MMA stuff on my channel, and then a super exciting card comes along and I'm like, oh my god, I want to talk about it. So UFC 261 is out of control, such a good main card, and there's even some good prelim fights as well. So we'll start off with the first one, which is Anthony Smith versus Jimmy Crute, the Aussie. Both good fighters. Anthony Smith has been around for a long time, used to fight at middleweight, which is crazy considering how big the guy is. Anthony Smith is very good, but I just think all round Jimmy Crute is so well rounded. He's really, I think, the next big prospect to come out of Australia. He's just so talented. In fact, I think the only fight I can remember him losing was to what's that Canadian guy's name? Misha Serkinov. Had to look it up. And I remember in that fight, I thought he was totally winning. He was actually winning a lot of the scrambles, but he happened to get caught in a submission. Serkinov has got a really nasty arm triangle, and he's really good at choking people out. Crute got caught. But I just think in this fight, Anthony Smith definitely potentially could knock him out, but I definitely just think Jimmy Crute just so good, so well-rounded everywhere, and I'm going to go with him with a finish. It could be knockout or submission. I'm not going to pick which one. I reckon Jimmy Crute's going to be able to finish Anthony Smith. So that's my prediction for the first one. All right, next is a rematch between Uriah Hall and Chris Weidman. Both these guys fought back in the day before they were in the UFC, in fact. Weidman won by KO, which is not something you would really expect considering Weidman came up a wrestler and Uriah Hall has always been known as a nasty striker. This is a really interesting matchup because Weidman obviously went from being on top of the world to just having one of the worst runs that any former champion has ever had. And to be honest, in a lot of those losses that Weidman had when he went on that streak of losses, he was winning a lot of those fights until he got knocked out. He was doing well against Yoel Romero, then got caught by that crazy knee. I think he was winning the fight against Ronaldo Souza, but then got knocked out. And there were so many fights where he was looking good until he lost. Uriah Hall has been really up and down. Obviously, massive prodigy coming off The Ultimate Fighter back in the day, and his career's gone up and down the whole time. He's never had a solid run, I feel like. He's definitely had some good wins. So, look, I remember Weidman's last fight. It was against, I think, that Russian dude. I'm not even going to try to remember his name. But he won, but he looked kind of sloppy. He had to really go to his wrestling to win, and that's what he has to do here as well. If he can just wrestle fuck Uriah Hall for 15 minutes, then yes, he's definitely going to get the win. I think on the feet, obviously Uriah Hall technically is a better striker. I just think Weidman doesn't have the confidence on his feet that he once did. I mean, the guy knocked out Anderson Silva, so I think Weidman should be the favourite going into the fight, considering he won the first time they fought, but obviously they've come a long way. Weidman's achieved a lot more, but I'm going with Uriah Hall on this one. I think if Uriah Hall shows up, I think he's going to be able to, I reckon he's going to be able to touch up Weidman. But at the same time, Weidman, like, he could definitely get Uriah Hall down and possibly finish him with a submission or just grind him out for 15 minutes. But I'm going to go with Uriah Hall on this one, and I'm going to go with a finish by KO, obviously. Alright, so the next 3 fights are all title fights, which is crazy. I love when they do this thing. In fact, which one was it? There was an event a while back where there were 3 title fights, and I put a bet on for all 3 titles to change hands, and it did. And I won a lot of money. The next one is a women's fight. Shevchenko versus Andrade. Great fight. There's not many people I think that can really challenge Shevchenko. I think personally Shevchenko is the best female fighter in the world. I think she's better than Nunes. I think she beat Nunes both times. Whatever, call me a dickhead. I don't care. That's my opinion. I think Amanda Nunes is very lucky to have gotten those decisions off her, and good on her. But I think that's definitely a match that needs to be run back because I feel like Shevchenko wins against Nunes more than she loses, even though history has not shown that, but that's just my opinion. She's just so good on the feet, so technically good at striking. Her submission game is very underrated. I mean, she submitted Juliana Penna. That's her name, right? I'm bad with names, you know me. Masvidal. I personally think Shevchenko is the toughest chick on the planet. I don't think Andrade is really going to be able to do much. Andrade is too small. She's too short, but obviously she hits like a truck. So she definitely has a puncher's chance, I would say. But I will also say that Shevchenko, I think, is also one of the toughest girls in the world of mixed martial arts. She's comes from a hard background, and yeah, she's just a real born fighter. So I think Shevchenko is going to get the job done. I think she's going to win by probably KO, maybe second, third round. I'll call it that. The co-main event: Weili Zhang. Is that how you say it? I'm so bad with names. Versus Rose Namajunas. So I wonder. I actually don't know who the favorite is coming into this. I'm going to guess it's Weili because she's the champion, and champions aren't often the underdogs. Not that it doesn't happen. I think Rose has got this match in the bag, to be honest. It could definitely be a tough fight for her. Weili Zhang has proven that she's world class with her last fight, yeah, against Jacek. That is obviously known as one of the greatest fights of all time, and Jacek is obviously known as one of the best female fighters of all time too. I just think Rose is too long, too technically good at striking, and too good on the ground too. Rose is so well rounded, it's ridiculous. Obviously Zhang has the power, and that's her best chances is obviously to use her power to either try to take her down, grind her out, or try to go for a knockout. Rose is very good off her back too, so I think really Zhang is going to try to keep it on the feet. But I just think Rose is too good everywhere for Weili Zhang, except for in the strength department. So it's going to be a sick fight, I think. But I'm really predicting that Rose Namajunas will get the belt once again. I'm going to call this as well. So I think she could finish Weili Zhang maybe late in the fight, say 3rd to 5th round. My prediction would be a submission, but I would say she hurts her on the feet and then swarms her and maybe chokes her out. That's my prediction, but I could totally be wrong. And then the main event is Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. The rematch. There's not much I think Masvidal can do. I definitely think he's going to look better this time around, and he definitely could just put Usman away on the feet. Kamaru Usman is not good at striking, in my opinion. He's got strength, so he hits hard, but technically, I don't think he's very good. He's outstruck guys like Colby Covington, who's also not a very good striker. He's outstruck guys. Gilbert Burns was pretty impressive, I'll give him that. That's probably where I definitely gave him some respect, because Gilbert Burns, even though he's more of a jiu-jitsu guy, his stand-up game's come a long way. I think he's got better stand-up than Usman, and Usman showed me by finishing him with strikes. I just find that Usman is going to run into those guys, someone one day who he won't be able to take down and he won't be able to handle on the feet. Masvidal definitely has the hands to put Usman away, but I just don't think he's got that takedown defense. Yeah, I just think it's going to be very similar to last time. I think Usman's just going to hug him, drag him to the ground. He's not finishing him. Usman keeps saying he's going to finish him this time. That's not happening. I'd bet $100 that wouldn't happen. I'll be very surprised if that happens. But I'm going to have to go with Usman. As much as I'd love to see Jorge Masvidal be the champion and take it from Usman, because I'm not a massive Usman fan, but like I said, he's got my respect definitely now, especially after his last 2 fights. But yeah, I just think Masvidal is more of a fighter's fighter, you know what I'm saying? So as much as I'd love Jorge to win, I have to go with Usman by decision. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. I'm excited about this week's card. And give us some encouragement, guys, because I literally keep thinking, I thought to myself, I'm done with these prediction videos. I want to do a few more MMA videos, but do like a top 5 list. I want to do my top 5 favorite fighters and also my top 5 GOATs, right? So they're 2 videos that I definitely want to get done soon. And then who knows if I'm going to keep doing this sort of stuff on my channel, but we'll see what happens. If you did watch this and you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And hey, if you like comic books and nerd stuff and MMA, hit that subscribe button and check out my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, keep it simple.